Well, a bigger step towards interdisciplinary learning in tertiary education. A new college at Singapore Management University will allow students to design their own curriculum. Students can choose from an entire suite of undergraduate offerings. The first batch of 100 students at the College of Integrative Studies will start classes next August. They will explore a range of disciplines across different schools at SMU in their first year. After that, students can apply to enroll in the college's flagship program. They can customize and design their major based on their strengths and the needs of the industry in the four-year program. Interdisciplinary courses may include economics, technology, or sustainability. Each student will graduate with a Bachelor of Integrative Studies.
Let's break away from those prescribed tracks because the world will have problems, challenges that are not following these tracks. And our students need to learn to be self-directed, to respond to changing conditions, and to be able to bring different knowledges to bear on new challenges that come on board.
Education Minister Chan Chun Sing says integrating different disciplines and perspectives can allow students to pivot across sectors and explore diverse opportunities in today's world. Last year, the National University of Singapore also launched the NUS College and the College of Design and Engineering to deliver flexible and interdisciplinary education. Nanyang Technological University's new interdisciplinary school will also be accepting its first batch of students this year. For a study on how this works, I'm joined by Professor Elvin Lim, Dean of the new college. Professor Lim, we can see the need for graduates with cross-discipline type knowledge in today's world. But what made SMU take that leap to incorporate this level of flexibility?
So we believe, of course, like the other universities, that interdisciplinarity is very important. But we also wanted to take things one step further to say that we're going to be so deeply interdisciplinary that our students can take courses from all 7 schools and combine them to make a meaningful degree out of it. So this takes us to, one might say, interdisciplinary 2.0.
All right, I will take you up on that. Now, you mentioned before we crossed to you that you studied modern grades at Oxford, so that's philosophy, politics and economics. Political science and economics. There's a reason why these are taught separately, the way they have evolved. They are very different and discrete disciplines. They may have areas of overlap, but there's a reason that we've got P, and E. Now, if you were to put these together in an integrative study, do you think you would benefit from that, or would that take away from the integrity of each discipline?
Great question. So, with all due respect to my alma mater, when we did PPE, it was P, and E on 3 separate silos. Quite different, and there wasn't an integrated effort to talk about how they connected to each other. These days, you can do P and E as integrated programs, for example, the study of political economy, where we can see how it is the intersection of how economics and politics that determine certain types of behavior, either in the markets or in politics. Or we were having a chat earlier in your earlier conversation about linguistics and sociology. But social linguistics tells us something more. For example, to know well what sociology and linguistics means can help us to explain this puzzle. Why is it that the consort of a king is a queen, but the consort of a queen is usually only a prince, like Prince Philip? Someone who understands both of these paradigms, these disciplines, can then have an integrated answer to those sorts of questions.
All right, as far as that example goes, I think anyone who's reasonably well educated would have put that together. So I would not have needed a course in sociolinguistics to understand that. And that worries me as well. So, for example, you've got these according to what I just read, students can design their own curriculum. Do you have teachers who have that kind of expertise, who can teach fairly esoteric and individually put together type buffets of what students want to study, and then you offer this course? Are teachers qualified enough to deliver good enough students to actually qualify to take a degree in these integrative studies?
That's a great question. So very few of us are interdisciplinary enough to be able to cover all scopes and all combinations. But I'm happy to say that here at the CIS, we have a very large range of expertise. We've hired computer scientists, lawyers, economists, philosophers, scholars of religion. And what we hope to do is to have a slate of potential advisors that will allow students coming in with their particular interests and combinations to find the right advisor for them. So every student in the CIS will be allocated a faculty advisor. And if they're on what we call our professional track, they will also have an industry mentor. So they will have experts who have knowledge of their fields to help them design this degree with them.
All right, and a final question. On the one end, you are in charge of educating these students. At the other end, they have to find jobs and their places in the world. So in terms of employment prospects, do you foresee employers having the right kind of mindset to match what you have tried to prepare your students for?
So we have a very illustrious board, and when we talk to our board members, they are the chief executives of Lazada Singapore and SGH and SPH. They all say that what's really important in the future is that our students are able to respond to the disruption of industry. So if I may flip the question on its head, one may say that it's entirely possible that when one starts off for a degree program today, in 4 years, that job may have changed or lapsed or turned into something else. What this program allows our students to do is to very, very adaptively respond to what the market needs and ahead of institutions, because institutions cannot catch up as quickly as individuals. And our go-getting undergraduates can see what's out there, respond immediately, pull the number of programs together and respond. And they will be able to say on their transcript a unique major, for example, intellectual property and biotech, for example, sustainability management. They can articulate and respond to exactly what our present needs are. And I think this will definitely speak to employers.
Thanks for that very much. Thanks indeed. Professor Elvin Lim from the new College of Integrative Studies from SMU.